All right. Hello and welcome. I'm Eulogy Mortem. Well, actually, I'm not Eulogy Mortem yet, but I will be Eulogy Mortem. Welcome to the first in our series of tutorials. You'll see me looking back and forth from the mirror from time to time. Today we're going to learn contour. Contouring and base is the beginnings of anything that you're going to do. And I'm here to help you create your character, to create your personality, to help bring to life what you want to be. So let's go ahead and get started with something easy. First of all, we're going to start with our base. Now, I always start with a little bit of primer. Now, you're going to want to get a good primer like it's e.l.f. I use e.l.f. This is a putty primer. It's not that expensive, and I use the Alabaster. You're going to dot that on your face, la 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 la, just like so, generously. Now you'll notice that I've done today what is called a rough shave. Now a rough shave is fine if you are practicing your makeup. It's not necessary to do a magnificently smooth face for any reason other than practice. I mean, if you're going to go out and do a show, you're going to want to do a smoother shave. Now, you're just going to take this, you're going to blend it in, okay? But yes, you're going to want to do a smoother shave. But why would you be practicing makeup when you're getting ready to do a show, right? Yeah, and try not to make your primer, don't smear it out too much because you don't want to lose it. You just want to give it a good, even coat onto your face. All right? Now, I also use e.l.f. for all of my bases. This, I start with chocolate. Chocolate, you always want to start with a darker base, and you're going to see why. You start with darker than what you would usually use because you're going to be lightening it up with highlight. So, you're going to do a little blop. Boop. I'd say about 2 squeezes like that. And you're going to want to go everywhere. Now, you're going to see, let me go ahead and start getting this on here. Now, a little bit goes a long way. Get that down on your neck. Now, if you have a beard line, which I do not, I'm fair-haired. If you have a beard line, there are other videos online showing you how to get rid of that beard. Now see, I've done my base just on the bottom half of my face. See there? Here's a reason why. There's a method to my madness. Get you another little bitty drop of your makeup on there. Now you're going to go across your forehead. And bring that down and blend it in. But don't blend it in here. See how I'm leaving like a Batman mask? Yes, you're going to want to leave that Batman mask on there. You're going to, exactly where I've left it blank, you're going to want to leave it blank. So get a good look at that. See? See where I've left it blank? I've left a big white spot there. You're going to want to leave it there. I call it my Batman mask. I'm sure there's other names. Alright, now, once you get this on, you're going to want to take the next step. Now, the next step is going to call for, I use a liquid. Now, some people use a stick, but this is not e.l.f. I actually get this at Dollar General. This is LA Colors, which is really good. You're going to take this, and you're going to go right here. You're going to start behind your ear and give yourself a general line all the way to there. Alright? Now, why did I do that? That's to get rid of this blah, 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 blah. This turkey neck that you have underneath there. You're going to want to blend it down. Now, get it nice and thick behind the ear, because that's the darkest place you want it to be. There we go. See? Getting a nice, even blend. That line. It helps to, the shadow helps to remove your turkey neck. It draws the focus here instead of here. Alright? Now, take the same liquid contour. I suppose I call it a liquid base, but I call it liquid contour. You're going to start at your sideburn. Here. And you're going to bring a line down. See that? Okay? Same on this side. Start at the end of your sideburn and bring that line down. Now, do they have to be the same length? No, they don't. Then you're going to blend them in. Always blend up and never down. You're blending up into your sideburn. You're not blending. See? You're not blending down, you're blending up. Do the same thing on both sides. Remember, blending up and not down. Now, look here. See? I like to focus primarily on this side because you can see it better. See that nice little curve there? It's really made that cheekbone pop. Alright? Now, take the same thing, put a little bit of a line on top. I like to do dotted lines or dots across the top. Now, you see those? Do the same thing. Blend up, not down. Just press it upwards. Heading towards the hairline and into it. And don't head down into your face, because that, you're not going to want that. You'll see why in a moment. Alright, now, look how fast this contouring is done. See, and I have my space here that I was talking about earlier. Alright, we're going to take a short break. We're going to take a look at some upcoming shows on the Mad Monster Cinema. Ooh, I love that. They're really good. We're going to look at some upcoming shows, then we'll be back in just a moment. Alright? And when we come back, we'll begin working on our highlight.
Listen to William Castle, whom the Saturday Evening Post calls the master of movie horror.
Do you believe in ghosts? I do. And you will too, when you come to this theater and see my picture, 13 Ghosts. No more dictation today. When you see 13 Ghosts, you'll be given a supernatural viewer like this, which will enable you to penetrate for the first time into the spirit world. It will let you see all 13 of our weird, wonderful, and wildly assorted ghosts.
Now, brace yourself as we take you across the threshold of our haunted mansion, where there's a ghost for everyone in the family. Father, mother, sister, brother. You'll be scared stiff too when you see what they see. 13 ghosts, materializing in ectoplasmic color through the magic of Illusiono, the Ghost Viewer. The ghost of a lion in the basement. The ghost of a murderous cook in the kitchen.
Stop it! Stop it, I say!
The ghost who speaks through the lips of the living.
Death tonight. To one of you. Ah!
The evil ghost in the bedroom, fighting to take possession of this beautiful girl. You'll feel all the thrills and chills of seeing one ghost multiplied by the magic number 13.
And we're back. All right. Now that we have those wonderful cheekbones and that wonderful cut in there, what we're going to want to do now is work on this area that I showed you. Now, once again, these, I get these at the dollar store, Dollar General. You can get them at CVS. They're not that expensive. These are about the closest thing you're going to find nowadays to pan stick. So I've used chocolate with my e.l.f. liquid base, all right? Now I'm going to take this, and we're going to fill in that mask. And you want to be sure and get it really good right here where your eyebrows meet. Some of you may still keep your eyebrows, and you're going to want to pat those down with glue. Once again, there's other videos online that will show you how to do that. I don't do that. I shave mine. I find it easier. But anyway, yes, you're going to wind up with a mask kind of like this, okay? Now you're going to take this and do just a little dot right there on your chin, okay? And a line here going from your earlobe down almost to your chin. See? Let me get it on this side. From the earlobe down almost to the chin. Like that. Okay? Now, once you have these areas, you're going to take your sponge. Go ahead and take the one that you had the chocolate on, or the dark color, because you're going to want to blend some of that into all of this that you've done. Alright? Now let me blend, and then I'll turn around and show you the results. These also work really, really well. These blending sponges, these work a lot better than the little wedges. Alright. Now you're just pushing, once again, pushing upward. You're pushing into the previous color, not away from it. When you get into your cheekbone, you're going to blend right along that line you created. You don't want to, you're just going to punch it in there. See? Punch it in there. Don't let it take over. If it does, you can fix it later. But you really don't want to do that. Make sure you get really good where your eyebrows meet on that brow line. Because if you don't, you're going to wind up with this really bad look. But okay, look how we're going here. See? Now we're going to take and blend this upward as well. Get that little dot on your chin. Blend the other side. Woo! I nearly went away for a moment. Blend the other side. Try not to let it go too far into your line. See how this went way up there? It's okay though. It's alright if it does that. You're okay. All you need to do is take your sponge and you're going to take just a little teeny drop of your chocolate. Just a drop. Boop, like that. I pat mine on there, and then you're just simply going to make a little line like this. Same thing around your chin, up the edge, around your mouth. And look what happens. Voila. It takes everything and blends it in so nice. See? Now, what we do is we're going to powder. Now, I powder several times when I'm doing this. I do. I mean, I powder the shit out of my face. You're going to want a good pad. Now, you powder everything that you've done. If you find a sticky spot, powder the son of a bitch. Never rub with your powder puff. Never rub with it. No. Pat. Because you can go back with a fluffy brush later and fix any where the powder piles up. You can fix that with a fluffy brush. Make sure you get anywhere that is sticky. If it feels sticky, then you're going to want to add a little extra powder there. Never have too much powder. Make sure you get all the way down under your neck where you did your contour line there. Alright, now that we're powdered down, we're going to take another short break. See, look how this is turning. Oh, I love this. I love this. Yes. Alright, we're going to take another short break, and when we come back, we will begin to work on the highlight, which is around the eyes, and you're going to highlight here and in here. We'll show you in just a moment. I have not done anything. Promise you, nothing, except I took a fluffy brush and I brushed off that excess powder, and I've turned this light on so you can get a really good look at how well this blends. It gives you near perfect cheekbone structure. Now, as Eulogy, this is very pale. Everything that I do in here is very pale. You don't have to go that pale, but this is also to help you see that wonderful structure that you can get from the correct contouring. Alrighty? Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to emphasize that. Now, I use the LA Colors Shape Up. Okay, the Shape Up. Get that out of the light there. This is wonderful contour. Now, you're going to start with your darkest color here. And once again, you're going to go upward. Darkening this in. Alright? Let me show you here. Right. The darker you go, the better. But I want to show you so you don't think you've gone crazy. You see how this looks in this light, alright? Hold on a moment. Alright, we're back. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're like, oh my God, Eulogy, you did something while we were gone. No, I did not. I just brushed off all that excess powder. And now we're going to bring all of this to life. Now, you're going to take this. This is an LA Colors Shape Up. It is a great contour palette. It's cheap, runs you about $5, but it does the job. You're going to take your blush brush, or contouring brush, so I call it, and you're going to contour, going upward. Okay? I'm going to get this side first, and then I'm going to come back to you guys. You do the same thing on this side. See what's happening? Get that as dark as you can, all the way up in there. You can even, if you want to emphasize it more, you can bring a little down. You see that wonderful, hold on. Look at that. See? Alright. Then you're going to take that same contour and go over all of this line that you had done previously. There. And throw a little up there. Doesn't hurt. So now you've made this wonderful little highlight right here in this area. Okay? And this isn't as dark as, say, all of this, because you don't want a lot of shadow right there. Now, I go to this right here. This is also L. It's a wonderful concealer. I use, Eulogy does everything in pale. Pale, pale, pale. So you don't have to go quite as pale. But you're going to want to go really pale on this. You're going to go just under what I call my granny bags. See, like that? You're going to also want to put a dot right here. Just a dot. Like that. And you're going to want to put a line right here in your lip crease. Now. No. Thought it'd be funny. Anyway, now you're going to take a little sponge like this. I call it my nipple sponge. You're going to take that nipple sponge and you're going to go, same thing, upward. Making a line. Get it up in that crease underneath your eye, but try not to go down too far. You're just highlighting your upper side. See? Okay? You can go ahead and get that in there because you're going to be covering that with eye makeup. But let that blend into that line. Alright? Do the same thing on the other side. Once again, upward towards your tear line or water line, whatever you want to call it. You're bringing those cheekbones way up. Like this. Okay? Now, you're going to take it and you're going to dot this. Don't spread. Just dot. Okay? And then above your lip, same thing. Upward towards your nose. Because you're going to be contouring up under your nose. Take the flat side to really get that in there. Now, I know you're thinking, oh my God, that doesn't look right. It will. This is all necessary, okay? The more you blend, you can never blend enough, the better it looks. Now that you have this, okay, you're going to want to take that and you're going to highlight the bridge of your nose. You're going to come straight down the middle of your nose, and I like to do like a small fountain sort of Indian design up top, like this. Okay. Then take the pointy end of your nipple brush, or nipple sponge, I'm sorry. You're going to really get that in there. Blend that all along the bridge of your nose. Like that. Okay? So I know it all looks kind of scary right now, but we're going to get all this put together. Now you have your basics. You're ready to start powdering. What did I say about powder? Let's get that powder in there. Now, at this point, I don't use translucent. I go with a sort of a orangey color. This is more of a base color. It's still called translucent, but it's got a little bit of a pigment to it. You're not going to want to go solid white. And just powder over everything. Like I said before, you can never have enough powder. Anywhere you feel sticky, you cram that powder in there, girl. Okay. So, now we've achieved this wonderful image. I have taken this old face and brought it into the 25th century, or 21st century, whatever the fuck we want to call it. Some good contouring going on. Alright? Now, next, you're going to want to take your edge brush. I call it an edge brush. It looks like this. See that little teeny tiny edge right there? You're going to want one of these. Now we're going back to our Mehron Cosmetics. This is a smaller, this is a contour. This one is a brow. like brow powder, brow line, brow coloring. This one is in chestnut as well. Now I'm going to have to get in my mirror for this one. So bring that down the bridge of the nose, straight line. Don't worry about covering your nostril. Because you're going to blend that. This also helps with your brow when you go to make an eyebrow, because you will already have given yourself a starting point on where to bring that brow line to the surface. Really get that good. Not so, see there? Gives you a good contour on that nose. You're even going to want to put some right here, right up on the tip. Yes, ma'am. Bring it down the line. You're going to want to do that. And that really helps set that nose out. See? I've now pinched that nose. Love to pinch. Now, once you do that, get your powder puff again. Puff. Everywhere inside that mask. Beat all of this in. Try no harsh lines. Now, this is just practice. You're not going for a show, and I'm not beating for the gods tonight. This is all just to give you basics on what you're wanting. But this succeeds in giving you a really good palette to work from. Okay? And that nose contour in there. Alright. Now that you have all of these, you're going to want to set everything. How do we do that, Eulogy? Would you believe with more white? Yes. This is the Mehron setting powder. Okay? I'm showing you the wrong side. Mehron setting powder. It comes out very white, almost like a talcum powder. And in the old days, the drag queens would call this Stein's powder. It came out in kind of a pink, but this is very white, as you'll see. You're going to want to put this under your eyes and follow those lines, white lines that you made earlier. You're going to want to do that. Now, I've turned the special light out for a reason. We're talking about that setting powder from Mehron. You're going to want to put that just right. I want to show you how white that is. Okay? Now, you're going to put that, don't bring it all the way down. You're going from about midway of your eye up, like that. Okay? Put a little here, and a little in that area where you did your fountain. And bring it right down the bridge of the nose. So, if you've done it correctly, oh, and don't forget, bring it up your jawline. So if you've done it correctly, you should look like this. Okay? Alright? Now, you're going to let that bake for about 5 minutes. But since we're in a tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and blend that in. I won't get the same effect as you'll get if you let it bake for about 5 minutes. You call it baking because you want that to set. You want it to set for a while. But we're going to go ahead and pat that in. And it's going to pick up those areas that you highlighted. Get it right down on top of that cheekbone. Okay? I know you're like, oh wow, that's really white. It is. Pat that in. That's got all of your, you've now set all of your highlight areas. Take your pigmented powder. Powder everything, as I said. Never heard of powder. This blends everything you've done. You blended everything in naturally. Now, through the magic of editing, we're going to turn that bright light on, and you're going to see what all you've done here. Because right now, it looks kind of monstrous. But let's see what happens when we turn the camera light on. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. And yes, Mama. This is that wonderfully sharp cut face. Eulogy is starting to come to life. Now, all I've done is I've just took a simple powder puff like this, and I have just powdered everything in. Now you have that wonderful base to start from. Now you can start with your eyes and everything, and then you can bring it all together. But this was just a contour tutorial. I hope this has helped you out. If you need anything, if while you're doing this, you need to stop and send me an email and say, Eulogy, I fucked up at some point. I need to, I don't know what I did wrong. Please send me an email and ask me, and I'll make a quick video to help you out. But on the next tutorial, which will be coming up probably next week, what you need to do is go ahead and have all of this done as best as you can, because we're going to use this palette here to start working on our eyes. And you're going to want this as smooth as possible before we get started on that. All right? Okay. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this was informative, and I will see you again in about a week. You have a great day. Mwah. Love you, and thanks for all the support.